Ever tried reading while jogging, cooking, or even juggling flaming torches? Yeah, it doesn't end well. But with audiobooks.com, you can conquer books without the circus act. Dive into over 450,000 titles, including more than 10,000 free ones. Get hooked on a bestseller, find your next obsession, or finally read that classic you've been avoiding since high school. And here's the inside scoop. Sign up today for a free 30-day trial and snag your first 3 audiobooks on the house. Sign up for your free trial at audiobooks.com/podcastfree today. That's audiobooks.com/podcastfree.
Spike's Car Radio starts now.
If you were to guess what song has Spike Ferguson never played in a band, it might be this song, Los Angeles by X. But you would be wrong. When I was in college, a friend of mine said, I've got a band, we play music, it's a little punk rock stuff. We need a guitarist. We're playing Head of the Charles, which is a big crew race. All the schools come together at the end of October, I think it is, and they race on the Charles River. And we're going to play for them. And I said, yeah, sure, let's do it. And this was the first song we played right here. Here was the problem. I hate this music. I mean, I like the song, but I just don't vibe with the music. But it was cold, and I couldn't figure out, how do I stay warm on a stay? It was really cold out there by the river. My girlfriend at the time said, I have a hoodie for you. Didn't tell me that it was purple. So I was out in a purple hoodie playing this song. Not looking cool. My hands were cold. I think about it now because the comedy writer in me was on display at that moment. Not the musician. The musician would have been cool. Just out there playing. Who would take their shirt off like Bert Kreischer. But no, I was complaining. And wondering, how am I going to get through this gig?
I'll just say this is probably the only song you ever played that I also have on my phone.
Really?
Yeah, I love X. I've seen X live. They're awesome.
I like the song now. It just brings back that memory of one of 2 or 3 Boston college performances where I really sucked and had a bad time and felt like I didn't deliver. And sometimes it still keps me up at night.
You were cold 40 years later.
What's that?
You still remember being cold 40 years later?
No, it's not about the cold. It was just about my head wasn't in the game. I feel like I let this guy down.
I did that in a band. I was in this band called La Muñeca, and we... All right, no, fuck it.
Tell us about La Muñeca.
No, who cares? Nothing.
That was Zuckerman.
Don't be that way. Just tell us.
I come here every week. I battle an hour of fucking traffic, and I say 2 sentences. It's like,
Oh, you can't take.
I can take it. Here, I'll take it.
Go back to.
Fuck you. How's that?
Oh, that hurt.
All right, gentlemen.
That hurt so bad.
As much as
tell us about La Muñeca, which means the doll in
Spanish. It was the doll, yeah. Well, Muñeca was the singer. And we were doing great, and we played some festival at MacArthur Park, and there was like 20,000 people. And they said, hey, you guys did so good.
You're looking at your shoes now.
Laughing at my shoes.
Last week you had clogs.
Crocs.
Oh, Crocs. And now you've slightly upgraded to men's slippers.
These are some Airbirds.
Let's get him some Depends to go with his slippers. Okay, keep going about
No, it's fine. So Exene Cervenka, the lead singer of X, you know, she's a crazy conspiracy theorist now. It's really sad.
Well,
yeah.
Then she fits right in with the rest of the world.
Yes.
Because everybody seems to be these days.
That's true.
Welcome to Spike's Car Radio. We're happy to be here with you. We have a lot to talk about. I wanted to start the show by talking about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce and just say, because I feel every time I open up a news app, There's a story about them. People are offering their opinions, and I feel like I should offer my opinion about this.
My opinion is it's pronounced Kelce, not Kels.
It's Kels. That's
Kelce.
his name. No,
it's
you
Kelce.
you get it wrong.
The Spike, please. It's Kelce. It's Travis Kelce.
It's Travis Kelce. He straightened it out just the other day.
It's Kelce.
He said he goes with whatever people say, then they say Kelce. In any case, I don't want to start with an
All right,
argument.
talk about the dummy. Go ahead.
Here's what I think. I don't give a shit that they're dating. They can do whatever they want. Okay? Can we stop reading the stories? I'm tired of them.
Why is it a story? I don't give a
I don't give a shit. Nobody cares. Two people are dating. They seem fine. Can you keep it off our internet, whatever your last names are? Swiped, Kichi. I don't care. None of us care. He looks like a nice guy playing football. She's amazing. Great. Terrific. Stop jamming this story down our throats. And let's talk more about Alan Ruck.
and all of the other drunk
And Rademacher.
miscreants.
There are a lot of people who agreed with you, Johnny and Zuckerman. They seem to be angry that I don't agree with them. I still don't agree with you guys. However, I'll give you
Make
two.
them angrier.
You're such a dick, Spike, because you don't agree with us. Fuck you, you're a dick.
No comment. No comment. No comment.
You're a dick, sir. Anyway, I will give you this. If there was pedal confusion brought on by drugs and alcohol, I would buy into that theory. One. But what about the emergency automatic braking? Where was that? Because that's part of what a Rivian has, right?
And mind you,
and if you you go onto the Rivian boards, that kicks in when you're driving and it senses an accident. It kicks in and stops the car.
Another thing that's going to make me a ton of money when that shit don't work.
But I'm just saying, Johnny, enlighten me.
I think that only works at certain speeds under certain situations. And
He's
I think
moving.
Yeah, no, but
it's
he's
not designed to.
Yeah, I bet you.
So if that's not an emergency braking situation, I don't know. You're hitting car after car and going at things.
Look, also, I don't know what mode he was in. Maybe he snuck it into off-road mode or something where that deactivates. Because
No, you can deactivate it. You can. Look, we're not going to dig into it.
Yeah.
A couple listeners said there's so much more to the story, and he has a history of driving a certain way, and I don't think that this is a knowable thing, and I don't even want to belabor it anymore. But to me, it's like the Tiger Woods thing. We can talk forever, but only one guy knows the truth of what happened.
There's a second guy who knows the truth, and that's the guy who drove into the police station playing "Welcome to the Jungle."
That guy was intentional. That guy made a beautiful moment.
Yes.
Yeah. But I think on that video, I think they added the music to it, which was also a good idea.
I won't believe that he was listening to that.
That was good editing.
So what was Ruck listening to?
Look,
Los Angeles.
Zuckerman's very again. I don't want to keep getting back into this, but Zuckerman's very first theory was, "Hey, it's Halloween night. It's late at night. I think we can all do the math on that one." The guy's having a little bit of a party.
I mean, it's been known to happen in this city of ours.
Overshot the mark a little bit.
Or he's like,
my fentanyl pills. They're a little strong.
I want some pizza and I want it now.
Yeah.
He just drives in, get out the front, and just goes. Let's talk about this GTO sale.
Oh, yeah.
Because here's another outlier, weird sale. RM sold this GTO. For what? 58 million, sorry.
47 million, then 51 million after fees and
51
taxes.
million. I think a lot of us, especially the guys sitting here, thought this car, based on what Donald Osborne said to me in general about GTOs, that they would be pushing 100 million and even going beyond, right? I think I was very surprised that this car only sold at half that. And I put it out on Instagram and asked for everybody's theories, and I heard a lot of stuff. Let's go over what we know though first. One, it's not a GTO.
No.
Yeah, it was like a 330 LM or something.
One of the last three cars made were 330 engined.
Right.
330 engine, and they were called LMs for Le Mans.
LMs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This was the only car raced by the factory, which makes it significant, right? Yet, something was off. And, when you talk to some of our old friends who've sold these cars for years, and I've heard this before, like, billionaires are the ones buying it, right? A billionaire, someone with a heck of a lot of money, and that type of person, like us, is going to insist on, I just don't want one. I want the best one. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I would guess right away that this car was not the best one. I can't quite figure out why. I mean, maybe
330s in
engine.
general were not raced, so it doesn't have.
But this car was raced.
I know, but as a group, the 330s that did not race.
Okay.
Oh, Richard's here.
Take a shit.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So that's an improvement. He came in and politely asked.
It. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
He's being nice to Zuckerman.
Why does he have to ask, though? Can he just go in?
I think he's a little intimidated by
He looks
Paul.
a little lost.
Well, maybe he doesn't know where it is. Yeah, he's wandering on the
Where it
He's
is.
on
He
the
was-
carpet.
That's not a bathroom. That's a chair. Oh, there he
He knows
goes.
where the bathroom is. That first time he was here, he was in there 7 times.
All right, hold on.
He was also 4. Come on, or 3 or something.
You remember when you have that kind of experience.
Hey,
He's definitely improving, Zuckerman. He got his hair cut.
I don't know about that, but he's a little he's a little intimidated by Zuckerman.
Why?
You're a scary man
doesn't
to a
act
6-year-old.
Zuckerman is trying to protect his premises. He's been through the kid phase. He doesn't want to go back to it. I'm the same way.
I wonder if I can do the stand your grounds.
Give him some Skittles.
not
Give him
good.
some Skittles. Give him a hoodie and some Skittles.
Yeah.
Our friends over at the Collecting Cars podcast said, and I said this on the show, it wasn't born a 250 GTO, which we just said. It was upgraded to a 4-liter spec in period and raced by the factory. Of the 39 GTOs, 36 were 250 GTOs. This is one of the other 3 GTOs. More rare in some ways, perhaps well bought. I would say no. I would say fairly bought, right? I mean, it seems like that's the price. You get to tell everybody you have a GTO, but it's not the best GTO.
So Mr. Billionaire's probably saying to his friends something along the lines of, this is a placeholder until I get a real GTO, and then I will sell it. Things we've said to justify buying something
Yes.
we wanted to buy that wasn't exactly spot on. It's
Right.
the quote-unquote placeholder pending the other one.
We've seen this happen over and over again with auctions for big cars. The Steve McQueen 917. Remember that? Our friend owns that car. Somehow there was another one out there. And suddenly it sells for a song. The market doesn't lie. The market, the people in the room, the people on the phones know the truth, and
But also-
that right there tells you. There were a bunch of folks saying, the market's saturated. Everybody's got not that. That is
$50 million is not saturated. That's a lot of fucking money.
It's a lot of money for a car.
my point is the GTO market doesn't react to privately cars have sold for more, right?
70.
One sold for 70.
Right.
But the last one that was a public sale was 40. So it went up 10 million.
But
which is
again, I
pretty
know, but
good.
That car, that last public sale was not a good example, and that's where I heard that little billionaires
Was
want the
that
best.
that was a full rebody or something?
Yeah,
that had been-
yeah.
Well, they were all damaged race cars. I mean, they're all basically chassis plates with brand new everything.
Right.
But look, the other thing was there was like 14 or 15 people who registered to bid, and then only like half of them actually put in bids. They started the bidding at 34 million.
Well, that tells you why.
Yeah.
I mean, it always happens. I mean, we've been on auction floors where we've heard the people talking about the car. We've heard like, okay, yeah, the fire. Did somebody just say fire? The salesman whose names we're not going to mention and the car we're not going to mention, but we heard the stories. As they were going across the block, you can hear everybody, the salesmen know.
But I wonder...
The thieves know, Zuckerman.
The guys on the inside.
The guys on the inside know.
But I wonder if RM kind of
Syndicate.
outsmarted themselves, because remember they announced that they had the car at Pebble, but they didn't auction it at Pebble. They're going to do a special auction. And I think like what's nice about an auction during Pebble or Amelia or whatever is like there's blood in the water. Everyone's had a few drinks. They're trying to impress the mistress they brought with them. Like, look how much money I
That's
got.
one thing when you're buying a mini moke. It's another
Yeah.
thing.
No,
when
that's
you're-
fair.
Yeah, or they knew it would not hold up in that environment because everybody's there.
And RM
let's hype it.
RM was burned with the Porsche. Remember the Nazi car?
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Rome
yeah,
to
yeah.
Liège.
Yeah, yeah.
That
the
was
type,
RM,
type
wasn't it?
74.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, that
But-
was a nice fiasco.
I was also in the room, I think it was a Gooding, when at Pebble, when one of those Ferrari Nart Spiders went for 27 million. There was like 2 guys just having a dick measuring contest. That's still the most insane thing I've ever witnessed. Like, Why the hell would you pay $27 million for that?
That's what we want.
Yeah, no, that's
We want
exactly.
two drunken billionaires.
That's the best. You know,
I've been driving the Kia EV6 GT.
I love that car.
To one of our listeners, Carl Schmidt, who owns Hello Auto Group in Valencia. I guess we were talking about it here, and I said, Kia has never reached out about press cars. And he goes, I'll send you whatever you want. He reached out several hours later. A lovely young woman from marketing department at Hello Auto showed up and said, here you go, and left the car there on a Saturday morning.
Awesome.
And I have to tell you, I love this thing.
It's an amazing car.
It's an amazing car.
Yeah, no, it really. And for $60,000,
Yes.
it's 576 horsepower, handles great.
0 to 60 is 3.2, but I'll tell you what I'm struck by, and I'll tell you there is some little tiny issues that I would never, let interfere with me getting this thing. And yes, would I buy it? Yes, I would. I'm going to recommend it to my wife to replace the Model Y. The mileage is only 230, but it's an honest 230. I more and more suspect my Tesla is not giving me the right stats, that I'm probably 250, not 303.1. But it's what captivated me about the car was the design.
It's great. It's
Right?
a baby Urus.
I think their design idea is modernity, modern design. Hyundai,
Totally, yeah.
The South Koreans, you sit down in this car and you just feel at home. It's kind of like this house sucker, man. It just feels nice. It feels modern. Everything's very neat. Everything is where you want it. My son said when I dropped him off to school, he said, this car is so relaxing. Are we going to get this? What an interesting thing to say. This car is so relaxing.
Interesting.
The seats
That
are...
is the focus group they want.
Yeah. The seats don't have any sort of motor or anything in them, which you kind of go, well, that's weird. But if you're used to kind of GT cars like us,
Doesn't matter.
It looks like a GT seat, and I didn't care about that. Like I said, the speed, the quickness, the way it took the turns on Sunset Boulevard, it handled really well, and I pushed it. It felt solid on the road. I'm a very big fan of it. Now,
Real quick, I would just say for Erica, the non-GT version, the range is closer to 300 miles, and it's still 0 to 60 in 4 seconds. You know what I mean?
She wouldn't need that.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
we already turned that thing down, anyways. But
Yeah. So
there were some
I'm
funny little things I would fix with it. This would be my feedback: that little tiny things that annoy me with it. I love that. By the way, the little phone charger you put right here. It's easy to use. Everything talks just right. But the unlock key is got a button right above the panic.
Oh yeah, it's like a grenade. Or like
So
a
you
clicker,
go,
yeah.
you're busy, you got the groceries, you go like this, beep, beep. I set it off 3 times.
Yeah.
That's one thing. The interface for the infotainment and climate is a button. There's this little button that you press, and there's a bar below the screen.
I think that's slick, but I know what you're saying. A lot of people
It
don't
is
like that.
definitely slick.
Yeah.
And you're exactly right, and I'm right. It's slick, and then it's hard.
Yeah.
Because here's what happens. You inevitably, every drive or every day, you go to turn up the radio and you turn up the heat.
Yeah, no, you're right. So
And
what's
so
Mike's
that
saying
little
is
switch...
they have lights behind. They have physical buttons, but they have
Right.
digital display behind them that changes what they do.
Well,
and the functionality.
If you imagine the infotainment screen, there's a bar along the bottom, and
Yeah.
there's one button that toggles between climate and then the rest of the controls.
So they didn't put everything in the screen, which was nice. However, they cheaped out by giving you half the buttons, but then doing this slick thing. Yeah, exactly. I think that's a good point. We're both right, but it is.
And then, well, let me tell you the last thing.
Yeah.
I don't need an on-off button, and I don't need a put it in park button. And
Totally.
so,
Yeah.
again, once every couple of days, I walked out, the car was just sitting on because I just want to, I put it in park, I just want it to stop.
So
But
that's a
you have to go
great
park,
point.
off, out.
That's a great
Lock.
point. That's a great point. Is that if you're used to the way Tesla does it, Rivian, Lucid, you just walk up to the car, you open up, you sit down, you put it in drive and go. There's no on. Why would you turn it on?
Exactly. Well, you could have one or the other.
Right. You don't need both.
You could, when I stop, you hit park, it should, and I open the door, it should just turn off.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of these legacy car makers are like, you got to have a start button.
Yeah,
it's
no.
like, well, you don't
No,
for an EV.
No.
Yeah.
It's wrong.
Yeah, that said, I've heard people like Fair included complain. There's no start button. The thing's just on. And it's like, yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Even that would be fine. Then give me automatic parking then when I stop. Like just knows. I turn it off. I hear the parking go on. I'm good. Just make it one button. But I wouldn't let it stop me from buying it, because what I love so much, and it's probably the thing, it really keyed me in on. I think I enjoy the design aesthetic of cars more than any other quality of them. Just how they look.
Kia's hitting home runs right now. They really are.
Only thing that's interesting to look at on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The new, and you'll see soon, it's out almost, the EV9. That's their 3-row version.
They're sending that too when it comes out.
And it's just, for a big thing like that, it's really good looking. It's a cool design, and it has like 22-inch 3-spoke wheels. It's a wild car. Very, very modern. So it's cool.
You know, while we're sitting here, I'm getting texts about the RM auction in Vegas right now.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I will give RM a lot of credit. Smart to do it when the F1.
What do the texts say?
Talk about drunken billionaires.
Big, really good numbers.
Yeah,
$700 some odd $1,000 for that RS 4.0 with low miles. You know, package car 964 3.6 for $1.2 million.
That's big.
Yeah,
Wow.
Evo 2 Mercedes 190. $544,000.
Shit, you should have sold yours.
Well, there's always next year, my friend.
What can we sell?
Yeah.
We got to do it.
Yeah.
That's great for a 4. It's horrible for a 4.0, but that's a huge number. That's great.
Big numbers. And
That's big.
Almost $2 million for a 959 Comfort.
Wow.
So, but I think that's genius marketing. When you've got that kind of money and energy in town for an auto race, you got people hyped up, psyched.
That's the point I was trying to make by not doing it at Pebble. Might have been a mistake, because they were saying, what did I read? There's 400 private jets that are at McCarran Airport right now.
Wow.
It's the most private jets like ever, anywhere.
Well, if the auction people are listening to us, forget Pebble Beach. Wherever there's an F1, do your auction there in Mexico City next, right?
Yeah.
I'd do Miami, but yeah. You know, Mexico City be...
Yeah, well, there's going to be money there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to bring the
cash.
cars down there, though.
Why not?
Why not?
Well, you
reason.
fly them in. And then nobody's driving, you know, from the border with their auction car.
Somebody will.
If you're like me, morning coffee is non-negotiable, but I was tired of either waiting in line for an overpriced cup or settling for gritty, bitter coffee at home. This is our new sponsor, by the way, guys. AeroPress. Bitter. You know who AeroPress is? They're the guys, this is not a joke, who made the Aero Bee. You remember that Frisbee with the hole in it?
Oh, really?
That goes like 300 yards?
Yeah.
They've decided to take on coffee with the AeroPress. The AeroPress is like a French press, only better. It's the only press that uses a patented 3-in-1 brew technology, combining the best of several brew methods in one portable device for completely unique and delicious flavor, smooth, rich, and full-bodied without the bitterness and grit of the other presses. Now, I use the Lavazza with the little pods.
I do too.
Lately, I've been getting tired of looking at the plastic pods, and
It's a big waste.
And
It's
my French
terrible.
and the French press, and I like to buy coffee. And the French press I have gets little grains of coffee in there sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, when you push it down.
That's the
These
problem.
guys have eliminated it. You got to go check out what they do. You have a little filter. You put the coffee in. You push it down. It's like a syringe. You can make every kind of coffee. It is. It looks like a...
You can just shoot it in.
Or what is that? What's that device that you put on your Johnson when
Penis pump.
No.
Oh.
Yeah. It looks like a penis pump or the
Fleshlight.
The fleshlight. But it's for coffee. Yeah. I think they'll appreciate that
Welcome to
analogy.
Spike's Car Radio, AeroPress.
From the
They love
Frisbee
us.
to the fleshlight. That's going to be...
This is a fleshlight that makes coffee.
And then flies like 300 yards.
No, but I love it. Do you guys want one? I'm going to send you guys one too.
Yeah.
The AeroPress is shockingly affordable, less than $50, and we've got an incredible offer for you guys. AeroPress, big fans, Spike's Car Radio. All you have to do is go to AeroPress/Spike911.
AEROPRESS.com/Spike911. You're going to get 20% off. AeroPress.com/Spike911. That's it. You don't need a code. You just go to the site. Even if you're just curious, go check them out. That's how you can support us. Let them know that we're sending you guys there to check out this stuff. And there you go. I like them. Again, coffee, I'm in. Isn't it the best part of your day?
It literally is the best part of the day.
That's a real old man thing to say, but
Whatever.
There's nothing better than that first cup of coffee followed by the second and just sitting up reading a little news, and what a thing that is.
It's the last vice. It's
then,
so good.
But then life, the rest of the day isn't as good as that.
That's okay, because it happens again the next day.
Yeah. Well, now I'm AeroPressing it. We have so much to talk about here. I've been avoiding this story just because it's really depressing. Oh, we'll get to that. Not a week goes by now where those stories aren't everywhere, and I guarantee you I got 2 stories you've not heard that are going to... But this guy who was selling vintage watches here in Beverly Hills, Anthony Farrer, 35, FBI arrested him again at his facility. I wasn't quite sure, but he calls himself the Timepiece Gentleman,
AKA Big Fat Thief.
It's me, the Timepiece Gentleman. Hello.
I spend your money.
I'm here to steal your watch. I'm the Timepiece Gentleman. Hello, Timepiece Gentleman. Hello.
You should get some new branding, but yeah.
Did you sell my watch? Not really. What does that mean? I'm the Timepiece Gentleman. Apparently this dude was he had a Ponzi scheme of vintage watches.
He was just stealing.
Just taking the watches, selling them, trading them. There's so much of this stuff right now.
He took money. He had guys build me a watch collection. Sure, send me money that I'm just going to spend.
Is that how he did it?
He did that too. In addition to selling shit and not paying the owner, he took money to build watch collections.
He got underwater. He sounded, when I read the first interview with him, he sounded like he was actually very sorry that he had gone down this road.
Yeah. I'm always sorry when I caught.
I did believe him.
He got away from me.
But I have to tell you, and let me be straight with you right now. I would never in a million years trust a brain that came up with the phrase, the Timepiece Gentleman. It doesn't flow in any way.
It's so bad.
It is so badly named.
So bad.
The FBI should have arrested him for that.
Okay, so if he had a better name, could he have stolen more? Is that
Yes,
what you're saying?
absolutely.
That's what he said.
Because I'm the Timepiece Gentleman.
You must be the Timepiece Gentleman.
Wow, that guy's
I'm the
dressed really...
fleshlight gentleman. Send me money for fleshlights.
You would never
I'll build your fleshlight collection. And I'll sell your used fleshlights.
Used fleshlight gentleman.
It's a good market for used fleshlights.
I'm the used fleshlight gentleman.
He would never steal. He's a gentleman. No, he's not. He's the Timepiece Gentleman. It's such a bad name. Like, timepiece is I even hate that word for watches.
Word,
right?
Yes.
Isn't it just that's like all...
How about colorway? That's up there too.
Yeah.
Ooh, what are the colorway?
It's me.
The time bandit.
Hey, are you the Timepiece Gentleman?
He walks into a bank with a gun.
Why?
He hands the bag over. I'm the Timepiece Gentleman.
Oh, no.
10s and 20s.
Give him what he
please.
wants. He's so impeccably dressed. Look at his derby and his curly 1920s mustache.
So much class.
He's got class, boy. Didn't you see him on Downton Abbey? Selling pocket watches?
Day.
The Gilded Age? That's the Timepiece Gentleman. Oh, I hope the Astas approve. I watched that show. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. This poor guy. But geez, here's a cautionary tale. And Zuckerman will back me up on this. CNC Auto Group, or whatever that was, they went down. We've been hearing rumblings of that for the last 3 years. They got busted.
Longer.
There's another company that, boy, they take great car pictures, and we have been on this site for, 10 years?
Yep.
There's thievery going on there, just outright They put cars on, what is it?
Well, they put cars on their site to sell that they're not.
But what do they call it? On commission or?
Consignment.
Consignment, right.
But they keep the title. You give them the money.
No, they sell the car and they keep the money.
And the title. That's the crazy part.
Well, the owner has the title.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and then we've heard of ones that are in there for service that just go missing.
Right.
Big pieces.
There's so much of it.
To say about our timepiece gentleman at 35, he'll be back in a decade. There will be a new scam that he falls into.
That's right.
He's got 2 or 3 scams left in his career.
You're in cell number 358 with
Radamak.
Criminal named Radamak.
You're going to be eating
Thank you for stepping on my joke. Thank you.
Sorry.
That was good.
But can you imagine those two hooking up?
Hey,
the Timepiece Gentleman.
What's your name? I'm the Timepiece Gentleman. You're the guy who fucking ripped me off. Where did you get that tire iron? I wonder what happens to Timepiece Gentlemen in prison. Like, is that like child molesters? Do they get beat up and killed? Those guys?
Tossing someone's salad. Guy's going to offer him jelly or syrup and say,
I would
you can
bet
use one of those 2 substances.
The Timepiece Gentleman will be just fine in jail.
Wow.
Wouldn't they put him to work fixing timepieces? Wasn't this his chance? Like Shawshank, he can do the accounting.
That's one of the big plot points on the new season of Bosch is crooked watches.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, and Want to Buy a Watch, our friend Ken Jacobs for Want to Buy a Watch. He's not in it, but his shop is in it. I have to say, tip of the hat to Ken Jacobs, because the guys in Bosch running Want to Buy a Watch, which they call Want to Buy a Watch, are thieves buying stolen watches.
Yeah.
So, Ken's savvy enough to know.
Hey, good publicity.
Good publicity. It's fun.
Inside baseball for us.
Yeah, I do business with Ken all the time. I love him. Hello, Ken. I have many watches. He's the one who sold me that French Navy Submariner back in the day. I said I want a Tudor Submariner from the early 70s. He goes, buy this one. It's a French Navy sub. I don't even know what that is. He goes, Marine Nationale, pay all the papers. It's got D certification. Made me a lot of money. Still have that watch. Beautiful watch. I don't keep it in my house.
Is it with the Timepiece Gentleman?
I gave it to this guy to sell. What was his name? Anthony something or other.
Anthony.
Wait, that's the timepiece. I'll take it, boy. Put it in me derby. Now he's Irish. I'm the Timepiece Gentleman. Potatoes.
The leprechaun.
And by derby, I mean my butt.
I'm the Timepiece Leprechaun. Keep trying. That's a terrible name.
Gentleman.
The Timepiece Squire? No. Keep going. Timepiece Gentleman. I'm out of here. You call it whatever you want. But speaking of thieves, an Audi RS7 owner gave his keys to a hotel valet and woke up to the news that his car was stolen. The hotel manager said the man, and this is for you, Zuckerman, give us your perspective. The hotel manager said the man who he gave his keys to took it to a car meet where it was taken from him at gunpoint. It was later located completely trashed, and now the owner is out a lot of money.
Nah, not really.
Brian Eller traveled to Baltimore.
A lot of money.
Here's his story. This is dear old Brian Eller, who's got good taste in cars. He has a nice RS7, travels to Baltimore for date night.
Oh, that's where I go to.
Handed off the keys to the valet at the Pendry Hotel in Fells Point.
Ooh,
Fells Point.
You know who stayed here? I think you do. The Timepiece Gentleman! Instead of just parking the car, the hotel employee took it to the nearby neighborhood of Canton, where he allegedly had a car meet. I kind of like that. It was going on at a convenience store. So there's a meetup at a convenience store. He immediately just takes the car there.
Look what I got.
Exactly what type of car meet it isn't clear.
Cool,
no,
Mr.
it is.
Rock.
It's very clear.
It's very clear.
Yeah.
At a convenience store, that's not a real one. Shortly after he got there, armed thieves allegedly took the car from
That he
him.
called 5 minutes beforehand.
Yes.
You should draw a
he's drawing
Lamborghini, Richard. That's good.
nice.
With his feces.
We're doing a show.
That's good. Okay, good. Bring
was
it
like-
out when you're done. We want to see it.
Yeah, bring it out. When it's finished. In 2 hours. It was later found by police abandoned outside an apartment complex. The same thing happened to me when I gave my Porsche 993 C2S to a valet. Same thing. Immediately it was taken down to Mexico. And you're right. The valet just hands it right off.
Oh, of course.
Eller learned about this from the hotel manager, who explained what happened the next morning. The next morning? Instead of offering any kind of financial restitution, the hotel reportedly offered Eller a free stay at a later date.
Not even for this date.
Give us
sure
your.
you Uber
Well, hold
next
on.
time.
What do you think, Zuckerman? What is this guy? What can he do? What can he do?
He's got it made. Listen. It's a bailment. He's given his chattel.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Well, it's when you give your bailment's created when you give your chattel, i.e., your property, to somebody to hold for you. When that person is holding it, they've accepted that duty. They're even getting paid for it, so they have to exercise a very high duty of care not to lose it. And so the hotel, the valet company, whoever, they owe this guy a car. And of course, like slapdicks everywhere, not even offering to comp his then stay. To say, "Oh, come back!" Like you'd ever come back? Right. I could just hear me saying, "Like you think I'm coming back here?"
Right.
At a later date, which is the most insulting part of it.
I'm not coming back to this
And
place.
when you do come back, sir, make sure you bring a nice
bring
car.
another car.
We really liked having your RS7 here. It was quite convenient.
Unbelievable, truly.
It is unbelievable,
It's
but
great.
it's insured, right? Get another car. You get a new car now.
Well,
right?
I'd be celebrating for the most part.
Yeah,
This is
right.
fun.
Yeah, you get a new car. If it's had it appreciated a lot, then you'd be out some money. But it's probably.
But I could see being a little upset to come downstairs in the morning. How was your stay, sir? Oh, it was very good. Well, we have some bad news for you.
You're not going to believe this one.
Our valet stole your car, and then he was robbed at gunpoint.
We think he set it up, but okay, whatever.
Look,
He had good intentions. He was taking it to a car show.
in 2, maybe 3 years, you can come back and we'll give you a free stay. Later date, but not now. Now get out.
Right. Welcome to Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Oh, boy.
That's a good one. God damn it. Yeah, well, that happened. You drove the Lucid Gravity.
No, I didn't drive it. I saw it.
You saw it? You
no one's
saw
driven
it?
I saw it. No one's driven it.
It looks
yet.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
They need this car right now, right?
Oh,
They're kind
yeah,
of giving
big time.
away those cars. You look at the math on their site, and it's like, oh, the lease price is kind of affordable, like $700 or $800.
That's for the rear drive.
But the down payment is $7,500 that they base that on.
Yeah, but then you get that back from the federal tax credit. But yeah, look, it by all accounts, this Gravity is a hit. I mean, it's a big, real 3-rower. We have a guy on staff who's 6'10". He climbed in the 3rd row, and he wasn't comfortable, but he did fit. And a normal sized adult can fit in the 3rd row.
Well, hold on. You're saying, because I don't think that's true.
What?
That $7,500 down payment. I think that was already with the $7,500 back from the government.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I looked into it.
The price is too high. Yeah, they're great. I mean, I can talk Lucid all day, but anyway. So the Gravity, it's big. It's over 8. It's the same models as the Air, but so. The Grand Touring will be over 800 horsepower, over 440 miles of range. It's a real 3-row where adults can fit in the back. It's like a minivan where the rear seats and everything folds completely, actually flat. They had a 7'6" surfboard in there with a mountain bike standing up. You just take off the front tire and the mountain bike fits in there. It has this crazy. The frunk is so big. They actually have an option. You can get a seat back. They call it frunking. It's like tailgating where you're sitting in the frunk, and it's like a leather seat you sit on.
Yeah,
and it's cool and it's beautiful. It's a really good looking thing. I
thought it was great.
I think they got a real hit.
I'm seeing a lot of Rivian SUVs in my neighborhood too. A lot of folks like those.
It's the new G-Wagon taking over.
What do you think of the look of that thing?
It looks ungainly, like they just packed a little back on the over the pickup bed.
They did. I mean, it's a shorter wheelbase. It's 16 inches shorter wheelbase.
It's awkward looking,
but it's not stopping people from buying it.
No,
I like seeing them. I mean,
I think it's a handsome car, especially in black. I think it looks really good. I
like the grays, the non-metallic gray.
Hey man, I have nothing but good things to say about Rivian. But anyways, the Gravity looks cool. Had a nice talk with the CEO and the designer, and it's good.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So the cabin's a little redesigned, they freshened it. You can see the screens better. The screens have changed.
Were you down at the LA Auto Show?
I did go for a couple hours. Yeah.
Everybody's asking me if I'm going to go there, and I'm like, no, I don't want to go.
It's an auto show.
Yeah. It's not. It's always so sad down there. I always get sad. Like, Monterey is amazing, or any outdoor space where cars are moving and things are happening. But seeing cars inside there, to me, that seems like the person that's going there is in the market for a new car, and they just want to have a look at everything all at once.
I mean, look, when I was a kid, my dad would take me as my favorite day of the year. But because though, I'd see Vectors and Lamborghinis, and,
right.
and there's no exotics there. Like not there's BMW, Porsche, Mercedes, not there. Volvo's not even there.
Right.
It's over.
Land Rover. So it's just like it's the Koreans, the Americans, the Japanese. But like Honda had half the floor. They set up a test track indoors. They had so much space, so it's a little empty. But
there you go.
But the gravity was cool. I think it's cool.
What else can I tell you?
Hey, what's with that G-Wagon? I think
they just dropped that off.
Did you look in the back? Does it have a wood deck?
I haven't looked in the back yet. I
think that's the one I drove when we did the Pebble show. That was my car I was driving around.
It's beautiful. I love the wheels on it.
Oh my God. The green with the black monoblock wheels is just fantastic.
Yeah. I'm really digging it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't prepared to talk about it just yet. Because today was the first time I just drove it over here.
Sorry.
No, it's totally fine.
Okay.
I love G-Wagons. I absolutely love being in them. They're hilariously obsolete as far as out of step with 2023, but they're beautiful to look at.
Oh, it's incredible.
The interior on that car it's I don't even know the color, but it's a dark metallic green with a beautiful tan interior.
Yeah.
I haven't even looked at any of it. Haven't even opened up the back.
That's the one. So Michael Minley, the PR guy, that's like his car he ordered.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, he spec'd it out perfectly.
And I agree. And it was funny because his boss, I'll just drop a little inside baseball, was like, no, that's not a good spec.
Oh, no.
It's the greatest spec.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
The car is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
My wife will love it. She's a big fan of green with tan interiors, but I don't even know what the green is called and what the tan interior is called.
I think it's Emerald Jade. It's on the key. If you look at the key fob, it'll say.
Here's the key fob.
Okay.
Right
it should
here.
Be a little. There you go.
Oh, olive metallic.
Olive metallic. There we go.
Good looking car.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to my week in it. And then after that, I've got a Bentley Flying Spur coming in.
Really?
Some wild blue for Thanksgiving week. And by the way, happy Thanksgiving to all of you. This show is Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving.
Do you know the show drops on my birthday, Ferrison, and I will
Wait,
be
Wednesday's your birthday?
I will be
today?
as old as you. No, yes, today when the show is...
Today. Happy birthday,
happy
Zuckerman.
birthday.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
How are you going to spend your birthday day today? Wednesday, which is in the future.
With ashes and sackcloth, crying my eyes out over...
It's hard for me to even imagine that you're younger than me. That's really funny.
Well, thank you, Ferrison.
So you will be 59 too.
It's a horrible number.
It's
what
a great
number, except I feel like I'm 12. I act like I'm 12.
Yes.
Yeah. So it doesn't.
No one's
really,
arguing with you.
Yeah.
No, he does. Yeah, for sure. 12.
And I'm kind of happy about it because I realize there's no getting younger, but I still feel young, act young, feel good, all of that other stuff. So I'm actually reasonably happy.
Zuckerman died hours later.
Choked to death on turkey.
The Chinese food got to his heart.
But he died a happy man.
He was 12.
He had flashlight in his hand by the Frisbee company.
Gentleman.
Your birthday is always on the day before Thanksgiving, or just
'cause
every few
it
years?
Varies. Every number of years, it's actually on Thanksgiving, Ferris.
Wow. Did that bother you as a kid?
No, I loved it.
You did? Why?
Yeah, but because Baskin and Robbins would make this, or Carvel would make a birthday cake shaped like a turkey.
Fudgy the whale.
And the drumsticks were ice cream cones.
Why don't you get one of those? I'd come over for that.
We're going to have that in Malibu.
Oh, you're going to have a big birthday party.
There's one
for
Carvel
Thanksgiving.
left in L.A. My wife got me a cookie puss years ago. Maybe it was a Fudgy the Whale, but there's one left.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Hanging on for dear life.
Yeah, wood. That's it.
Hey, kids, wouldn't you like a good cookie puss? On St. Patty's Day, we got Shunty the Runt.
For anyone who can remember,
chocolate puss of a cake.
That's what Tom Carvel sounded like.
Go fuck your mother cake.
We have souvlaki cake.
There's never been a less appetizing voice in all of advertising
All of food.
than Tom Carvel.
Hey,
kids, you know that gravelly brown stuff in the cake? That comes from my vocal cords. You can hear it. It's stuck there.
You should Google Tom Carvel's outtakes from trying to make commercials, screaming, cursing.
No, come on.
Yeah, angry. Yeah.
Hey, kids, okay, let's try again. Hey, kids, you want a good shunty the run for father? Oh, fuck.
100%.
Guess we'll let me try again.
100%.
That one's good enough. Send it to Cincinnati. Just send it to him. All right.
Mail an ice cream cake.
Hey, kids, do you like Abba Day? How about a go fuck your mother cake? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I can't swear in Ohio. That's right.
You're spot on.
I love that stuff. I remember my mom was so excited when the ice cream cake was invented. She goes, they make a frozen ice cream cake. We're going to get you. I was like, oh, my God. This is the greatest birthday ever. And it was just as good as you wanted it to be.
That was
Slice it up.
Carvel was the greatest.
He's still here. We still have them. You can have one.
Yeah, I know. There's one. There's one in the valley somewhere. There's a Carvel.
One hanging on
One
for dear
left.
life.
There's
Poor little aging man. If my ship will come in, it'll come back.
So, yeah. Anytime.
It's going to come back.
As soon as this frozen yogurt phase is over.
One of my friends who's a writer buys one every week and eats them on the weekend.
Wow.
Once
really?
we were working together on Zoom, and
Is he still alive?
Because I got the Carvel cake. He works out all the time, but he allows himself a Carvel
A whole
birthday
cake for himself.
I don't know how much he eats, but knowing him, he eats a lot.
Does he? This is true?
Yeah, this is not a lie. For real. I went, and the first time I saw him do it, I go, I'm doing that. I went out and got one too.
And this is
What'd you get?
If this is who I'm thinking, he's a slightly sad, unhappy man. Eating his own ice cream cake.
No, he's very happy. He's very happy. No, it's like buying a birthday cake for yourself, not on your birthday, is one of the best things you can do. Go to Baskin-Robbins tonight. Go get one. You'll be so happy. Watch a little Bosch. You'll be real happy.
Hey, yeah.
What are we watching? A little Ferry?
Oh,
Ferry series, right? New.
Ferry series
That's
is
new.
good.
That's new.
Really enjoying it.
Yeah. And now there's Saburatura. Remember Sabura?
Yeah.
With that famous scene with the priest and the cocaine and the girls.
No, but
That
it sounds
series,
good.
there's a new secondary series of
You know what I like about Ferry, and something that they've pulled off in this show, which surprises me. I don't mind that the characters are older when they're supposed to be younger. It's not bothering me, Ferguson.
Yeah, that's fine. He looks young enough.
They
here
pull
comes
it off,
Lamborghini.
and it's really amazing that all of these Dutch guys have those giant bellies, or Flemish or Belgian, whatever they are.
He wears it as part of his character. All
Even
right.
his buddy, who's the hairdresser's got a big old barrel.
We got a
Here's
Lamborghini
the
drawing.
Lamborghini coming from Richard.
Oh,
me
that's
see.
pretty good.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's pretty good.
That a
That's-
Gallardo?
It's a Gallardo or a Huracan head on. That's
Very nice.
Pretty good, man.
Look at that.
Nice
Richard,
job,
do you want to
Richard.
design cars when you grow up?
No.
What do you want to do? Let's hear it.
Thing.
Nothing.
Smart.
Steel. He'll be the next watch, gentlemen.
Would you like to be the timepiece gentleman?
Fleshlight broker. I specialize in vintage fleshlights.
You well used.
Here's another
This
story.
is Christy Canyon.
All right, I have a couple Zuckerman news stories, but this guy's making me really nuts. It's worse than Travis Kelce or Kelce or whatever he calls himself. By the way, I'm serious. I don't know the guy. I don't watch football, obviously. But he's on YouTube talking about his pronunciation of his name, and I saw two videos where he said it's Kels, and that he allows people to
Maybe.
call it Kelce.
His brother Jason and him have their own podcast, and it's the Kelce Show or whatever. I mean,
That's better
yeah.
than Kels.
Kels is not a good name. Sounds
But this
Dutch.
is the second story I need to go away, Internet. Internet, if you're listening,
Zuckerman.
whatever you
listening?
are. And by the way, I suspect that most stories I'm reading now are generated by AI, and that somehow AI can hear this podcast and maybe not, because the stories are getting more and more ridiculous out on websites, and they just don't look like they're written by humans. The same stories keep popping up, CNBC especially. Same stories over and over again. Anyway, this one. Tech mogul Brian Johnson undergoes shock therapy on his penis to get erections of an 18-year-old. Have you seen this guy? This guy is out of his mind. Anti-aging obsessed tech mogul Brian Johnson revealed he has reversed aging in his penis. This is like the 10th story about this guy. He famously...
Is this guy who gets shot up with his son's blood?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, this guy.
He used
A
his
freak.
teenage son as his personal blood boy.
He's like a vampire, yeah.
Swapping plasma with his then 17-year-old son in May.
What a creep.
He takes 111 supplements a day. You should just get AG1. You could drink it right now.
He shits pills.
With the hopes of making all his major organs, including his brain, liver, kidneys, teeth, skin, hair, penis, and rectum, functioning as they were in his late teens.
Well, I'm with him on the rectum. That would be nice.
He wants a teenage rectum. That is what this man is doing.
Suddenly I'm on his side.
I would like to help as many people on this planet as I can before I go, be of service, try and put a dent in the whole. I would like my rectum to be teenage. Okay, thank you, Brian. You've spoken. You can sit down now.
What a freak. What a freak.
The vampire kid.
I would like to marry the love of my life and raise a family and change the family dynamic for the better because I would like a teenage penis, Brian.
So wait,
so here's what he did.
All right.
He was, he's been thwarting. He didn't even have erectile dysfunction, but again, the story touches on all of our favorite sponsors, Blue Chew and AG1. And he started on an episode of the Diary of the CEO podcast. This technology, you have a wand, you sit in a chair, and the technician uses a wand and basically shocks your penis with acoustic technology. The treatment is painful, describing the pain as a 7 of 10, but a 9 of 10 at the tip. And after he has said,
I used to date her.
I have been shocked by the results, literally. I'm 2 months in. My subjective experience is as if my penis has gotten 15 years younger.
And I like what he says, subjective. Yes,
Listen,
you're insane, you fucking piece of shit.
This is what he's doing, Zuckerman, because then I was like, well, how do you measure that? Well, let me tell you how he measures this younger penis. At the same time he's undergoing the treatment of his genitals, he's begun monitoring its impact on his nighttime erections. And apparently he has some data on teenage boners that he's trying to get.
You know what's so gross?
Oh, wait, here it is. To get the level of an 18-year-old, I would need 3 hours and 30 minutes of nighttime erections. So that's the goal we're trying to achieve. This is what this guy is doing with his money.
People. Can you imagine having to be his penis monitor guy and have to listen to this shit? 2 hours and 48 minutes? That's it? 2 hours?
But what's an erection, right? It's filling up with blood. So it's his son's blood.
But is this? Why is this a goal for any rational human? You look at his picture. He says, I look 18. He doesn't look 18.
No.
He looks really weird.
No, he looks like Kato Kalin or something.
Yeah, he's a weird,
not good
dude.
looking. Yeah.
This technology I've been familiar with. It started out something called ortho shockwave to treat lateral epicondylitis, otherwise known ferritin, as tennis elbow. And it's designed to bring blood flow to tendons.
Which is important because that's what heals the tendon.
Right, because the tendon doesn't have blood flow.
Right.
And so it stimulates a very minor injury to your tendon. It brings blood there, and it really helps that tendon, which believes it's injured and has really shrunk up. It's tightened up. So it's good for tendons. Unfortunately, the investors who went into ortho shockwave, they never really recouped their money, and they had to start thinking about other ways to use this device because there's only so many tennis elbows out there.
Well, I have patella tendinosis that it could have fixed last year.
Yeah,
it's a
But I'm not, it was never offered to me as an option.
Well, because it really works better with unencapsulated tendons, a surface tendon like that elbow.
It's right here. It's from here to here.
Yeah,
so.
except it's on the inside.
Yeah.
So it's
it's right under the skin, right there, the same way the tennis tendon is.
Yeah.
I think we have to get Spike a penis shocker, and then he can take care of his knee.
So
in the
I
off
have
hours.
talked to some urologists who claim it's a bunch of hooey, because I heard it's starting to be offered, and I said, this sounds insane, but people will stop at nothing. Once they're obsessed with their Johnson, with their crank, you can sell them anything.
Right.
I have ground up goat testicles here. Take some of these supplements.
Here,
they make you like an old goat.
Take some powdered tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
So he's nuts.
Ugh.
And typically it's typical, and we're just giving him a lot of attention. I guess I'm guilty of it too.
Right, because he's a billionaire, so he believes that he knows everything now.
Right.
I still think the son's blood is much creepier. That's just the most disgusting. When I read that article,
that's the creepiest.
It's just the worst, and the son's like into it.
I didn't bring this story, but there was a guy who got his mother's feces implanted into him to help
But that's
him.
actually for something called C. diff.
Yes.
Which is when you need actually a fecal transplant.
Yeah,
so
I've
you
heard
don't
of that.
die. Yeah.
Fecal transplant.
We got the feces.
And you and Richard can do that. You can take your son's feces.
Oh, great! Just what I need.
I'm part of a program that's trying to bring water to parts of Africa that have been in drought for many years. I'm trying to make my scrotum the scrotum of a 6-year-old. Brian, please sit down for the last time. We're talking about our goals in life, things that actually improve society. My erection's been improved.
If we could round up the Timepiece Gentleman, Mr. Dick, Radamak, the guy who was humping stuffed animals,
Yes,
and
the sex doll rapist,
and then just have them in a cage together. You guys talk to each other. We're going to record.
If you could round them up, Zuckerman, and I'm setting up our next story, this next guy would get his own cage atop that cage. This story just hit today. And the people who wrote it, they have the best first sentence, I think, of any news agency I've seen for a story like this. In the long storied history of American jurisprudence, these words have never previously appeared in a police report or court filing.
Okay, let me hear.
The defendant was observed defecating on a deceased opossum with his pants lowered and his anal region exposed.
Please tell your mother that poor father, who was reincarnated as a possum, faced the ultimate disgrace.
This was in the police report. That is a quote. The defendant was observed defecating on a deceased possum with his pants lowered and his anal region exposed. This happened in the home of Clearwater, Portia of Clearwater, Florida. Known for having one of the best Porsche dealers in America, if not the world, but also known as a place where a guy took a dump on a dead possum and was caught at 5:30 in the afternoon in full view of the public during a busy traffic time. Police allege that Rudy Wilcox was observed by an officer relieving himself upon the late marsupial as rush hour traffic passed by.
Good writing on this one. It's good writing.
After being read his rights, Wilcox said, I deny the allegations.
I want a jury of my peers.
And contended that the officer doesn't see straight.
Wow.
They planted it.
However, the affidavit states physical evidence was viewed at the scene, which corroborates the allegations alleged. He was arrested for exposing his sex organs and booked into the county jail. He remains behind bars as of this writing.
Does an anus count as a sex organ?
And here he is.
Florida?
There he is.
Oh,
there's our man.
He looks like a possum.
That's a possum shitter right there.
Yeah, if you were to say, I'm going to put some faces up on a board, and one of these guys, that guy right there, that guy. It's the tuft of hair in the front. But yeah.
I like how his like balding dome matches his goatee. That's pretty good.
But I didn't think we could one-up this Disneyland story from last week, but apparently we can. We could.
We did.
We did.
That's amazing.
It's a good show.
Oh.
What has our show become?
Everything I've always wanted it to be. Everything I like.
Cars, entertainment, comedy, feces.
So does he get a jury?
It sounds like with $150, he's not going to come back to. He's just going to get a wreck.
I'm just envisioning like a jury of his peers, but his peers are like the stuffed animal fucker, the sex doll rapist. They get all the creeps.
Florida,
Radamak.
This is Florida
or Florida.
Radamak can be the judge. He can just beat the fuck out of all these sick people.
He's got a lead pipe instead of a gavel.
Yeah.
I would do a court show with Radamak in a second. That'd be great.
He's the bailiff.
We need a fresh spin on a syndicated court show. That's a perfect thing to do it.
There you go.
Criminals judging people who aren't criminals, right?
That's excellent.
That's a real show. That's a real
good.
show. And so is this. Well, we wish you all
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Don't be an idiot and don't do the deep fried turkey. I'm tired of that, the fires that they create. I asked Mrs. First, what are we doing for Thanksgiving? We're sticking around. She said, nobody likes turkey. And I said, you know what? I think you're right. We used to go to Bill's in the Malibu kitchen. He would do the whole meal, and we'd do that. What do we do, Zuckerman? I feel guilty not having a big turkey meal, but I guess I don't really care about it. Right?
You know,
we were going to go on a hike. We were going to go take a nice hike out in the woods.
Drive out to Malibu the day after. We'll take a drive.
Maybe Thanksgiving Day we'll take a drive.
Oh, that would be great.
That's a nice idea.
Yeah. Get away from all of the people that come into my house.
Yeah.
Leeches and locusts.
Yeah. How many you got coming?
I don't even want to know.
Oh, so you're having a big Thanksgiving?
Out of Malibu, yeah.
Well, that's what you need to do.
I don't.
I'm going to send Richard.
Do you really? You know what? I would like nothing better than a small Thanksgiving with just the immediate people.
You got to do what I did. You moved to the other side of the country.
I did that. I did do that.
No, your wife's family is all here.
Yeah, that's the problem. And they all like coming over.
Good. That's
what do you
fun.
got to eat? What's in the fridge? What do you got to drink?
Don't you enjoy being the big man of the house and sitting at the end of the table?
No.
They're all going to wish you happy birthday, and they're going to have presents for you. It's going to be nice.
He looks
they
so
got
pleased.
nothing I want.
It is really hard to buy presents for people like us.
Yeah.
It is very hard because we tend to buy ourselves the things that we like.
Constantly.
Yeah. But I will freely admit that I'm really getting into socks and sweaters and slippers. I'm totally fine with that stuff. I like a good t-shirt from the right places. I don't need anything, but don't get me anything more than that. I'm not interested in it.
And don't get me car-themed gifts. I don't need that.
Yeah, doesn't it? It feels like there reaches a point where you don't need stuff anymore.
Nah, I got everything.
It's the old saying that we talk about on this show. There's the 3 stages of life. The dreaming of stuff.
Just leave me alone. That's what I want.
No, the dreaming of stuff, the acquiring of the stuff, and then getting rid of the stuff, and then you die. I've acquired it now, and now I'm kind of feel like getting rid of it all.
Uh-oh, captain's hat for Spike.
Uh-oh is right.
No, that doesn't mean you're ready for the captain's hat. That just means the stage at the end of the getting rid of the stuff.
I see. That's
the captain's hat. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
I'm approaching the getting rid of. We're close.
You're going to put all your fleshlights out on the curb?
I mean, it's a classic collection. You can't break it up. You know what I mean? You got to sell it as one lot.
One lot.
One lot.
You know.
Well, we'll have to do a show over the break.
You can't.
Where's Marsden? He's supposed to be on the show now that the strike's over.
Well, let's get him.
Oh, by the way, who ghosted us was Riff Raff.
Oh,
he was here this past Thursday. We never heard from him.
Oh, what a disappointment.
We can text Mr. Marsden. We'll see what's up.
Yeah, we got to have him back on.
Yeah, and Mr. McHale is also.
Oh yeah,
he
hasn't been on in a while.
Yeah, we just had him on the Motor Trend podcast. He was great.
Well, then he's not going to come on here.
He'll come on here.
All right,
yeah.
We'll have Joel on.
Yeah, he's good.
All right, that's it.
All right,
we'll see you next week. Spike's Car Radio.
Thanks for listening to Spike's Car Radio. Listen to new episodes every Wednesday and be sure to subscribe. Now, I'm gonna take a nap.
Don't you love an extra $100 in your pocket? Have a TurboTax expert file your taxes for you by March 31st to get $100 back instantly. Because no matter what moves you made last year, TurboTax makes them count. That means getting $100 back and 100% accurate taxes, only from Intuit TurboTax. Must file by 3/31. Credit only applicable to federal filing fees with TurboTax full service. Offer can be modified or terminated at any time.
Ever tried reading while jogging, cooking, or even juggling flaming torches? Yeah, it doesn't end well. But with audiobooks.com, you can conquer books without the circus act. Dive into over 450,000 titles, including more than 10,000 free ones. Get hooked on a bestseller, find your next obsession, or finally read that classic you've been avoiding since high school. And here's the inside scoop. Sign up today for a free 30-day trial and snag your first 3 audiobooks on the house. Sign up for your free trial at audiobooks.com/podcastfree today. That's audiobooks.com/podcastfree.